speechless? It happens to the best of us. Honestly, it's incredibly difficult to truly get to know a person. Sometimes it feels like we're all walking around wearing masks, right? Just presenting the exact version of ourselves we want the world to see. But here's the thing. True character, it constantly leaks out in these tiny, unguarded micro-behaviors. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're literally unlocking the social code to discover exactly what our small, everyday behaviors reveal about who we really are.
I mean, do you really know them? Think about a close friend, a coworker, or even your partner. One minute, you're absolutely confident you understand their personality, their quirks, their core values, and then bam, in a flash, they show a completely different side of themselves. It's just human nature to constantly try to get a read on the people around us. We're literally hardwired to look for clues about whether someone is trustworthy, confident, or, maybe carrying some hidden anxieties.
But actually, here's the flip side of that coin. Everyone is trying to get a read on you too. While you're busy analyzing your friends or your dates, they're subconsciously analyzing your everyday actions right back. The way you move, the way you react to minor inconveniences. It's all broadcasting data, every single second. So today, we're going to focus on 3 specific social behavior indicators that totally give away the game.
All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, the waiter test, or basically how we treat service staff.
Now, this test is arguably one of the most famous and reliable indicators of a person's true character, and for very good reason. What's really fascinating here is that these interactions aren't just about basic manners. Actually, they're a massive window into how we handle stress. Think about it. Everyone who works in the service industry, whether that's a waiter at a busy restaurant or the cashier checking you out at the grocery store, they're there to do a job and help you. They should absolutely never be mistreated or disrespected. Because there's a built-in power dynamic here. Observing how someone treats service staff gives you a raw, unfiltered peek right into their baseline stress management and their empathy levels.
Let's put this into a real-world context for a second. Picture this scenario. You're on a first date, the conversation is flowing, they look great, everything seems absolutely perfect. But then, what happens when the chicken wings are late? Or, what if the waitress accidentally brings the wrong drink or forgets your side of ranch? In the grand scheme of life, it's a super minor inconvenience. But how does your date react in that exact moment?
Well, a person can basically take one of 2 paths here. The first is patience and kindness. That's the ideal, right? It shows emotional regulation and grace under a bit of pressure. But on the flip side, if your date starts losing their temper, complaining nonstop about the waitress, and getting visibly frustrated over every little thing that goes wrong, yeah, pay really close attention to that. Losing patience over a small mistake instantly reveals hidden personality flaws. It shows you exactly how they operate under pressure, even when that pressure is literally just a delayed appetizer.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, the science of eye contact, or simply, where are you looking?
So, transitioning from how we treat others to how we physically engage with them, the frequency of natural eye contact during a conversation is an incredibly powerful everyday indicator. To really unpack the secret meaning behind our gazes, we need to look at the hard data. The insights we're about to explore are grounded in specific, highly regarded research conducted at Cornell University. So this isn't just behavioral guesswork, It's studied, measurable psychological behavior that tells a really compelling story about what is actually happening inside someone's head.
And the findings are incredibly revealing. When you observe someone making reduced eye contact, the psychological meaning isn't always that they're being deceitful or ignoring you, which is a common myth. Often, it actually means they're just embarrassed, or maybe they're deep in thought trying to process complex information, or their emotions have just really been stirred up during the conversation. Now contrast that with someone displaying high eye contact. If you're talking to someone who holds a steady, frequent gaze, the Cornell research indicates they're likely more socially dominant and carry a really good amount of baseline confidence. It's literally a real-time readout of their internal emotional state. Pretty cool, right?
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the handshake code, the secret data in your palm.
You see, our bodies are constantly communicating long before we even speak a single word. A handshake can seem like this small, trivial, completely everyday greeting. But in reality, it is a massive, unconscious data drop about your personality. To prove this, researchers at the University of Alabama conducted a highly specific study, and the magic number to focus on here is 112. They brought in 112 male and female subjects to figure out exactly what their handshakes were secretly giving away to the world.
And here is the truly fascinating twist in the study design. These subjects had absolutely no idea they were being evaluated on their grip. None at all. They were met by these trained handshake coders, and they shook hands twice with them, completely unaware that their simple, polite greeting was actually a rigorous psychological test in disguise.
So, just to ensure consistency, the subjects, again completely unaware of the evaluation, shook hands twice. Following those greetings, they sat down and completed 4 separate, comprehensive personality questionnaires. And the result of all this? The researchers found that our handshake style stays incredibly consistent. It isn't just some random physical action you change from day to day, it's actually a surprisingly permanent psychological signature.
And the results brilliantly illustrated a clear divide. A firm grip shows you're far more likely to be an extrovert. You're open to new experiences, and because of this, you consistently leave a much more favorable impression on others. Contrast that with a weak handshake, which strongly points to a personality that is more likely shy, introverted, and perhaps a bit more neurotic. So without saying a single word, your palm is literally whispering your core personality traits to the person you are meeting. Mind-blowing, right?
So when we pull all of these sources together, the waiter test, our subtle eye contact habits, and the handshake code, we arrive at this really profound realization. Personality isn't what we say about ourselves. Not at all. It's how we behave in those unguarded moments. It's found in the patience we manage to show a totally stressed out cashier. It's where our eyes naturally dart when a conversation gets a little heavy. And it's the firmness of our grip when we meet a complete stranger. True character leaks out when we just aren't paying attention.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. What do your habits reveal about you? The next time you're out in the world, start paying attention to these micro behaviors. Watch for them in the people around you, and honestly, even more importantly, try to catch them in yourself. Because the social code is always running, constantly broadcasting who we are, whether we realize it or not. I really hope this